There is freedom within. There is freedom without trying to catch a illusion of paper cup. There's a battle ahead. Many battles are lost, but you'll never see the end of the road while you're traveling with me. Hey now, don't dream it's over. Hey now, when the world comes in, they come to build a wall between us. We know that they won't win. Now I'm towing my car. There's a hole in the roof. My possessions are causing me suspicion, but there's no proof. In the paper today, tales of war and of waste, but you turn right over to the TV page. Hey now, don't dream it's over. Hey now, when the world comes in, they come to build a wall between us. We know that they won't win. Now I'm walking again to the beat of a drum, and I'm counting the steps to the door of your heart. Only shadows ahead, barely clearing the roof. Get to know the feeling of liberation and release. Ooh, hey now, don't dream it's over. Hey now, when the world comes in, they come to build a wall between us. We know that they won't win. Hey now, don't dream it's over. Hey now, when the world comes in, they come to build a wall between us. We know that they won't win. tired, I can't sleep. Standing on the edge of something much too deep. It's funny how we feel so much, we cannot say a word. We're screaming inside, but we can't be heard. I will remember you. Will you remember me? Don't let your life pass you by. Weep not for the memories. I'm so afraid to love you, more afraid to lose, clinging to a past that doesn't let me choose. Once there was a darkness, deep and endless night. You gave me everything you had. You gave me light. I will remember you. Will you remember me? Don't let your life pass you by. Weep not for the memories. I will remember you. Will you remember me? Don't let your life pass you by. Weep not for the memories. Weep not for the memories. Sitting in the morning sun, I'll be sitting when the evening comes, watching the ships roll in, then I'll watch them roll away again. 'Cause I'm sitting on the dock of the bay, watching the tide roll away. Sitting on the dock of the bay, wasting time. I left my home in Georgia, headed for the Frisco Bay, 'cause I had nothing to live for, nothing gonna come my way. So I'm sitting on the dock of the bay, watching the tide roll away. Sitting on the dock of the bay, wasting time. Oh. Sitting here resting my bones, and this loneliness won't leave me alone. It's 2,000 miles I roam just to make this dock my home. Now I'm sitting on the dock of the bay, watching the tide roll away. Sitting on the dock of the bay, wasting time. Okay. You guys just look at me. Okay. Oh, you're fine. I said, yeah, I just said you just like let me know when to do it because I have it right here. I'm just going to play it. Yeah.
Masha. Ready? Welcome. Please rise for our graduate processional. Graduates, you may be seated. Oh my, what an emotional moment to see you all coming in. And all of those of you that are with us remotely and celebrating remotely, hopefully you're wearing your mortarboard also. Welcome to those of you who are present and those of you who are joining us via live stream. I am Christy Ridd-Young, the current MCU board president. Tonight, we are here to celebrate graduates who have earned or are on the verge of earning their Bachelor of Science degree in midwifery or their Master of Science degree in midwifery. To the friends and families of our graduates, you know this is no small feat. I was walking in with Connie and her family, and I asked the girls if they were so proud of their mom, and she said, they're just thinking it's about time. Many of our graduates will agree with you that this is one of the most difficult things they have ever achieved. I've been teaching a doula training all day with hardly a voice, and the doulas kept saying, we can do hard things. And I'm like, oh, just wait till you become a midwife, because many of them want to be midwives. This is a lifestyle, and it is holding the responsibility of life in your hands. And it's cultivating community. Graduates, you are the compassionate hands that provide expert care and welcome new life into the world. Your work is not just about catching babies, though, as you have discovered. It's creating healthier communities, one birth at a time. As a midwife, you resonate with the very fabric of your community. Through your tireless efforts, you weave a tapestry of trust and solidarity, fostering bonds that hopefully will transcend generations. Community midwives are the custodians of the sacred journey of birth. You illuminate paths of warmth, wisdom, and unwavering commitment. And our graduates would not be here tonight without the efforts of our MCU staff and faculty, who have tirelessly educated and mentored you as graduates. Please stand if you are a member of the MCU staff or faculty. Thank you. We also have a couple of board members with us tonight. One who is retiring, Jennifer Rabins, and Varden Hadfield. Would you please stand? And last but not least, thank you to the Gala Committee, who has spent countless hours attending to all of the details of tonight's celebration. Gavin Brown, our Director of Campus Life, Welcoming and Alumni Engagement. I have to read his title every time. I don't know how he keeps track of all that. And Masha Mesyev, our Marketing Developer and Events Coordinator. And there's been a big event going on all week. Whitney Mesyev, the President of MCU, is not able to be with us tonight, but she has a welcome message for you. And she will be followed by a song from Kristen Beckwith, who you've had the pleasure of hearing a little bit tonight. Thank you, Kristen, for being here. Following Kristen, the Excellence Awards will be presented. The Student of Excellence, there are actually 2 Students of Excellence Awards, will be presented by Gavin Brown, and Whitney will remotely present the Staff Member of Excellence Award. Megan Coons, our Vice President of Academic Affairs, will present the Faculty of Excellence Award. And Cheryl Fuhrer, a board member, will remotely present the Christy Ridd Young, I also have to read this, the Christy Ridd Young Leadership for Impact Award that was instigated just last year upon my retirement as MCU president. Once again, we will have the pleasure of hearing from Kristen. Thank you, Kristen.
I can almost see it, that dream I'm dreaming. There's a voice inside my head saying, you'll never reach it. Every step I'm taking, every move I make feels lost with no direction. My faith is shaking, but I gotta keep trying. Gotta keep my head held high, 'cause there's always gonna be another mountain. I'm always gonna wanna make it move. Always gonna be an uphill battle. Sometimes I'm gonna have to lose. Ain't about how fast I get there. Ain't about what's waiting on the other side. It's the climb. The struggles I'm facing, the chances I'm taking, sometimes might knock me down, but no, I'm not breaking. I may not know it, but these are the moments I'm gonna remember most, yeah. Just gotta keep going, and I gotta be strong. Just keep pushing on, 'cause there's always gonna be another mountain. mountain. I'm always gonna wanna make it move. Always gonna be an uphill battle. Sometimes I'm gonna have to lose. Ain't about how fast I get there. Ain't about what's waiting on the other side. It's a climb. There's always gonna be another mountain. Always gonna wanna make it move. Always gonna be an uphill battle. Somebody gonna have to lose. Ain't about how fast I get there. Ain't about what's waiting on the other side. Ooh, it's a climb. It's the climb.
Dear guests and graduates, I'm Whitney Messier, President of Midwives College of Utah, and I welcome you to our graduation ceremony. Throughout this event, we will have the privilege of listening to speeches from esteemed faculty, staff, students, and board members, as well as witness the highlights of our graduates' journey and officially confer their degrees. We extend a warm welcome and thank you for joining us virtually and in person to honor these exceptional individuals who are poised to make a significant impact on families and communities worldwide. Let us come together to celebrate their achievements and the bright future that lies ahead for each one of them.
All right, good evening once again. So I have the pleasure of presenting the Student of Excellence Award for the graduate and the undergraduate, so the bachelor's and the master's. So I want to start off with the bachelor. That award goes to Julia Underwood. Unfortunately, Julia was not able to make it today, so we will make sure we get her award to her. We want to thank her so much for all that she's done with the MCU community. I want to move on and present the grad award winner, and that goes to Ruth Ann Kobe Martin. Is it any cameras? I was looking to see if anybody was taking pictures, but yes, absolutely. Thank you. All right, I'm gonna take this moment to kind of just read over some of the statements that faculty and staff has made. So Ruth Ann started her master's work recognizing limitations and continually sought assistance and persevered in learning new skills and working through the ideas. She didn't give up when she was frustrated. She remained humble and always of the learning process. She is overall a person who gives 110% and does it with love and compassion. So again, we want to thank Ruth Ann Kobe Martin. Thank you.
I am privileged to present the recipient of the 2023 Staff Member of the Year Award. At MCU, our goal goes beyond merely cultivating skilled midwives. We aim to graduate midwives of excellence. This entails a dedicated emphasis on personal growth, setting us apart at MCU. This 2023 Staff Member of the Year epitomizes the pursuit of personal greatness. This staff member is a dynamic force and relentless champion for our students, faculty, and staff. The numerous nominations received for this individual reflect the profound impact that they have had on the lives of others. Through their demonstration of embracing an outward mindset in crucial conversations, they consistently exemplify a commitment to the transformative culture of MCU. This individual exemplifies the influence of a single voice that values each person within our community. Congratulations, Jody Palmer.
It is with immense pleasure and profound honour that I stand before you today to present the Faculty of Excellence Award. This award holds a special place in our hearts as it recognises the dedication, the passion and the tireless commitment of our faculty members who go above and beyond in shaping the future of midwifery. Firstly, I'd like to take a moment to acknowledge the honour I have in working alongside such an outstanding group of individuals. Each member of our faculty brings a unique perspective, invaluable expertise and unwavering dedication to the cause of empowering future midwives. Together we form a community deeply rooted in the values of excellence and innovation, and I feel very, very privileged to work with every faculty member at MCU. For nearly every year I've been serving as Dean, there has been one name that consistently shows up in the nominations of this prestigious award. This person has unwavering dedication to her craft, her students and the profession of midwifery. And that faculty member is none other than Audra Post. Audra's journey with us is truly inspiring. Audra started MCU as a student and began teaching in 2016. She has taught classes such as childbirth education, medical terminology and charting, and trauma-informed care. But it's not the amount of work that is the outstanding achievement we recognise today. Audra's commitment to excellence is not just evident in her classroom, but in every aspect of her work. From her innovative teaching methods to her compassionate mentorship, she embodies the very essence of what it means to be an exceptional educator. But what truly sets Audra apart is her ability to inspire those around her. Her passion for midwifery is infectious, her enthusiasm boundless, and her kindness unparalleled. Audra not only imparts knowledge, but also instills a sense of purpose and confidence in her students, empowering them to become the best versions of themselves. I want to extend my heartfelt congratulations to Audra Post for being the epitome of excellence in our faculty. Audra, your contributions have made an indelible mark on our college, and your legacy will continue to inspire generations to come. Thank you for your unwavering commitment, your tireless dedication, and your boundless passion. Congratulations, Audra, on this well-deserved honour.
Good evening, MCU community. Tonight, I have the honor of presenting the Christy Ridd Young Leadership for Impact Award. This prestigious award recognizes individuals who exemplify the MCU midwifery teaching model of midwifing midwives. Recipients of this award are not only accomplishing exceptional work within their local or national midwifery community, but also inspiring others through their advocacy efforts and as change makers. Their dedication and passion contribute significantly to advancing the field of midwifery. This year, we are pleased to give this award to Fisa Farola. Fisa is an alumni at MCU, and she also has a master's in maternal child health systems from Bastyr University. Prior to that, she completed nursing prerequisites, and worked as a medical interpreter. She also is a certified lactation counselor. She's written a book, The Postpartum Nourishment, The Somali Way, and also has a Ramadan planner to support pregnant and lactating people. After finishing her midwifery training, she started Global Midwifery Services, where she provides full maternity care and monitrice services in Seattle, Washington, and the surrounding areas. Visa founded and is the director of Global Perinatal Services, a nonprofit organization that provides perinatal services to marginalized communities. Global Perinatal Services provides education, doula services, and full maternal health care through multiple programs. We salute Visa for her persistence, dedication, and vision in creating the future of maternal health care. Midwives College of Utah fosters a culture inspired by the Midwives model of care, emphasizing philosophies, skills, and behavior that align with excellence. Awardees of the Christy Ridd Young Leadership for Impact Award embody the spirit of self-actualization, courageous conversations, and relationships built upon honesty and trust. Fisa Farola is a true midwife of excellence who will continue to positively impact the world of midwifery and beyond. Thank you.
All right, and please forgive me. I do want to acknowledge some of the comments that the staff made for Julia. So I want to read those. Julia is an active member of our MCU community. She reaches out and gives and receives support whenever it's needed. She's always making positive contributions in the spaces she enters. Julia has worked hard through this program, showing dedication, integrity, and most of all, respect. Through her journey of becoming a midwife, she has always shown that love and compassion. Again, we want to recognize Julia Underwood. Thank you.
We have our slide person extraordinaire. She can go back and forth and pivot when we make mistakes and when I announce the song before the welcome. So thank you, Masha. So I love Kristen's song so much that we're going to hear from her again, and this time it's in the right order. So we'll hear once again from Kristen Beckwith. She will be followed by our convocation addresses from Delandra Vinson, who is a BSM graduate, and Ruth Ann Colby Martin, our MSM graduate.
I hope you'll never lose your sense of wonder. You get your fill to eat, but always keep that hunger. May you never take one single breath for granted. God forbid love ever leave you empty-handed. I hope you still feel small when you stand beside the ocean. Whenever one door closes, I hope one more opens. Promise me that you'll give faith a fighting chance. And when you get the choice to sit it out or dance, I hope you dance. I hope you dance. I hope you'll never fear those mountains in the distance. Never settle for the path of least resistance. Living might mean taking chances, but they're worth taking. Loving might be a mistake, but it's worth making. Don't let some hell-bent heart leave you bitter When you come close to selling, I'll reconsider. Give the heavens above more than just a passing glance. And when you get the choice to sit it out or dance, I hope you dance. I hope you dance. I hope you dance. I hope you dance. I hope you still feel small when you stand beside the ocean. Whenever one door closes, I hope one more opens. Promise me that you'll give faith a fighting chance. And when you get the choice to sit it out or dance, dance. I hope you dance. I hope you dance. Ooh, I hope you dance. I hope you dance. I hope you dance.
Good evening. Thank you, everybody, for coming out to support us in our graduation. I will say midwifery school is easily one of the hardest things we've ever done, and so it is very exciting to be finishing up, to be done. I'm one of the 2023 grads, and I started at MCU in 2019, and I didn't know what to expect coming into the program. I knew I was going to be taking classes, attending births, and just kind of checking some boxes on the way to becoming a midwife. But what I gained from being a part of this program was just, it far exceeded my expectations. The MCU experience, it went just far beyond working with a midwife in my community, the midwives that I worked with that encouraged me to come here, like week after week, meeting different students in the program and interacting with the instructors from around the country and even around the world. We had students that were not even in the United States. It was just an amazing experience. I got to learn from people who either practiced differently or just had different, a different culture of birth in the places that they were located. And just, the MCU platform and the MCU program, it provided a space to just get, to come together with midwives, from everywhere, so that we can learn from each other and so that we can create connections that we, will move through our entire careers and cultivate. Like I have friends like Julia Underwood, we still communicate. She's across the country, and I would not have met her if it wasn't for this program. And so, I'm just grateful. I'm grateful that I made it into the program and was able to see it through and able to meet all of the amazing midwives and students along the way. And I think it's just, I think it's an amazing program. Thank you, guys.
We are the ones that our ancestors dreamt of. Whether we know our ancestry, whatever our history, we are the ones our ancestors dreamt of. And we are becoming ancestors. We are here today because we are becoming that dream. And we are graduating today because we had the courage to begin. My mentor, John Young, calls any undertaking that we set out to do the journey to the central fire. But it's not linear, it's circular. Let me explain. We begin any journey with a dream when we hold a vision to becoming midwives, caring for others in birth. We began passionate and motivated, we were inspired, and we pursued our vision. This is the birth of the journey, the birth of something new, like spring, like the sun rising on a new venture. This journey began in a place of new beginnings. And then, like in adolescence, a time of fast growth, like in the summertime. We drove ourselves, we learned fast, and we grew quickly. We accumulated an abundance of skills. And then, we matured in our journey to becoming midwives, moving from adolescence to adulthood, like entering the fall and the harvest time. We harvested our skills as we worked as apprentices. We completed our requirements in clinicals and classes. We worked to see ourselves graduating. In practice, serving passionately. This is not unlike the end of the daytime, the time of sunset. And we prepared to then next step into wisdom. But then something happened. We failed a class, we had an accident, we experienced a traumatic event. Something big in our personal or professional life happened that distracted us, shut us down, derailed us on our journey. Pause for a moment to consider what, if anything, might have happened to you on your journey. It happens to nearly all of us somehow. John Young calls this part of the journey to the central fire the wall of grief. The unknown and unforeseen challenge that may or may not derail us. Perhaps we are meant to shift to another journey. But perhaps we are meant to be transformed by moving through that wall of grief. There are so many ways that humans accumulate and experience grief. Francis Weller, in The Wild Edge of Sorrow, names 5 gates of grief. The first one we're most familiar with: everything we love, we will lose. The sorrow we experience when we lose something or someone we love. But then there's the second, the places that have not known love, the parts of ourselves that maybe we don't like, that we hold in shame, that we do not allow to see the light of day, for we cannot grieve for something that we hold outside of the circle of worth. Or the third gate, the sorrows of the world, that we registered losses in the world around us, natural disasters, the environment. We carry that grief deep in our bodies of the suffering of all the species and of the world. In the fourth gate, we were born expecting to be received and held in community, never questioning our absolute worth and our place woven into the fabric of our people. And many of us received nothing like that. Excuse me. And the fifth gate, ancestral grief. The sorrows of our ancestors that are literally carried in our bodies, that have been silenced or unacknowledged, often violent. Our loss of land, of home, of family, of community, of language, and ceremony. Now, John Young tells us we must expect a wall of grief as we journey to the central fire. And Weller tells us, with his 5 gates, that we must undertake an apprenticeship with sorrow. That bringing grief and death out of the shadow is our sacred duty. That we remember who we are and where we belong and what is sacred. That every one of us must undertake an apprenticeship with sorrow to discover the profound ways that it ripens and deepens us, connects us, and creates belonging among us. And we are here to honor and celebrate our journey because I will wager that each one of us here has engaged with this apprenticeship with sorrow. That we have journeyed through a personal wall of grief in whatever form. We are not just graduating or becoming midwives. We are engaging with the sacred duty of grief work, of remembering who we are and creating belonging among us. But we don't do it alone. We are here, and I am here, because of the mentorship and support of our faculty, staff, house mentors, peers, preceptors, family, friends, so many who believed in us, who had absolute unwavering faith in us and a commitment to continue weaving the fabric of all of us on our midwifery journey. Many of them stood on the other side of that wall of grief, looking back from the place of wisdom, the final stop in the journey, and reaching towards us to pull us through that wall. And to you, we nod our deepest appreciations. In my master's research, I learned that the only thing worse than doing ceremony or this journey wrong or awkwardly or lacking in confidence is to not do it at all. Just as we must struggle against oppression and racism and homophobia, we must strive for inclusion, for love, for belonging and unity. We must forgive mistakes, and we must ask for forgiveness. For truly, the thing more horrible than making mistakes, even painful, harmful ones, is to not try. Our journey from being inspired to hard work, to maturity, to that wall of grief, and on to mastery is what we must do and what we have done. And it is what we have helped one another to do. So as we stand now at the journey's end, in the time of becoming, we know we are also about to start our journey again. Remember I said the journey is circular, not linear? We will go back to the beginning, back to new inspirations, to birthing a new dream, the infant time of our next journey. And again, we will move through the cycle from being inspired to working hard to maturation. And the wall of grief will await us. And so will the elders that came before us, reaching out to help us through that wall again. And as we stand today in the maturation of our MCU journey, we also know to look back behind us for the others who are moving towards their maturation, towards their wall of grief, and we stand ready to reach out our own hand to support them through. This is how we cultivate community. For we need more midwives. We need more connection. More people who know in their cellular tissue, in their soul and heart, that they belong, that they are worthy, and that they are needed. We need to know our belonging to the earth, our belonging to our ancestral lineages and our ancient ones, and we need to be ready to receive the future generations into a community of unconditional belonging. We are here to catch them, and we are here to connect them.
Thank you, Delandra, for reminding us of the community you have created within MCU and the joy that you found in that community and that you'll continue to find. Those friendships will last your lifetime. And Ruth Ann for reminding us of this journey. The wall, the grief, the spring, the summer, the maturation, the connection, and what we're going to do for those who follow, because we do need more midwives. And in the spirit of community engagement, Varden Hadfield, our MCU board treasurer, will inspire us to do our part in supporting midwifery education. Some of our students would not be here today if it were not for our Brianna Blackwelder Equal Access Scholarship Fund. And Masha is going to get us all jazzed up to do just that, to engage in supporting our community. Varden?
What a delight to be here. About 25 years ago, my family, which was my wife and the 2-year-old boy, she was 7 months pregnant. We moved back to Utah after being away for several years at graduate school. And we came back, we first found a spot in my grandmother's bedroom while we looked for some place to stay. We thought at the time that housing was ridiculously unaffordable. It was really hard to find our first starter home on my little, BYU salary. But we finally found a fixer-upper, a severe fixer-upper that had been passed over for 9 months on the market while dozens of people decided it was beyond hope. But it was in a good location, and by the time we closed, we had about 1 month until the due date. But we dove in head first with sledgehammers and crowbars and ripped off sheetrock, tore out a giant fireplace, ripped out all the kitchen cabinets, and had it all torn apart. We'd started installing the concrete board ready for tile in the kitchen. The stove was, and the oven was in the garage. There was no dishwasher. There was a sink nearby that had been in a little laundry area close to the kitchen, so that's what we managed with our sink. And my wife decided she wanted to do a birth with a midwife at home. We'd had our first already in a birthing center in Indianapolis, and we found Diane Bjarnson, founder of the Midwifery College of Utah, who had had many hundreds of births by then, experience, and she came to a home visit to see our situation. And if you know her personally, she walked in and she looked at pink insulation gapping in the walls where the sheetrock had been ripped off and the concrete board on the floor and no kitchen cabinets. And she walked in and she said, "Oh, this will be just fine. This will be great." And you said you want a water birth of sorts, so you do the labor in the water too? She said, "Oh, we can do that too. In fact, I've got a big plastic tub I can bring in. It's a big bin, and you can sit in it, and I'll put it right here in the kitchen on the concrete board. It'll be just fine." And I just felt such a relief that this midwife had such compassion and could look at that situation and tell my wife, "You're going to be just fine." I felt like, my gosh, this is a disaster zone. But we had the birth, and our little baby Jeremy was born, beautiful. And we were filling the tub with buckets, hauling them in from the garage stove, boiling the water on the stove and doing the best we could. We had a wonderful water birth, and Diane was just comforting. Afterwards, we had one room by that point that had carpet in it, and it was upstairs, so we were able to go to the mattress on the floor and have our little recovery spot for Becky. But I have now 6 children, all born with midwives at home, and 2 of those had real complications that I'm convinced a midwife saved both the mother and the baby. One of those was my first daughter, Elena. She was our 4th child, first girl. And during the birth, there was a moment where Diane just, of course, I'm freaking out inside. This baby's crowning, and we're worried because it's pushing, and the baby's not coming like it should. And I can kind of tell that even with my puny experience of 3 births so far. And she just calmly reached in, and she said, "Let me just adjust something." She calmly reached in. And I didn't know what she did. The baby was born. We cut the umbilical cord. Turns out the umbilical cord was wrapped around the neck, and it was liable to choke the baby, and Diane just took care of that, moved it around, and the baby was born just fine, and she was calm as could be, like this was everything, just happens every day. My son Timothy had a problem where after the head came out, and we're getting worried because now the baby's got to breathe soon, and at least I was worried. Diane was fine. She'd seen this, but the shoulder was stuck, and she was able to let me just adjust something. She reached in, just took a little twist, found the shoulder, was able to do a little twist, twisted the baby around, and it was born just fine. I wish every mother could have an experience like that, with such compassion of someone that can come into a disaster zone of a home and say, "This will be fine. You'll be great, and we can just fit it right in, and you can have your water birth." And then have the kind of relationship that 17 years later, Jeremy graduated from Mazer Prep, the baby born in the tub in the disaster construction zone. And Diane was there. And he was speaking at the graduation, and she came up and gave him a big hug and said, "It's so good to see you again. I'm glad you're doing great." And I was just blessed by this relationship of compassion and care. And when I look around the country and I see the sad situation of 1,200 mothers that died in childbirth in the United States of America with the kind of wealth that we have, And I read statistics about our inner cities and our real rural communities where people without resources, without access to care, are just struggling, and babies are dying and mothers are dying. I can't imagine what that must be like. But my hope is that we will all find a way to help more people. If you've got somebody willing to be a midwife with the difficulty and the stress and the challenge that involves, who can't afford it, but lives in, I don't know, inner city Indianapolis, where we lived for 2 years in graduate school, or in southern Louisiana, in the swamp where it's rural, and they're willing to take care of mothers and babies, and I don't know, deliver probably hundreds of babies in their career. I hope we can find a way to help. And that's what the Brianna Blackwelder Scholarship Fund is for. So if you have a way that you feel like you could contribute something, I think Masha has a way we can actually do that right now if you're so inclined. And if you're not totally sure how much you can give, because I know you want to give as much as you possibly can, but if you have a spouse you need to talk to, or you need to consult the budget, that's okay too. Just let Masha know. We need to think about it some more. But I hope we will find a way that we can help more people give the kind of experience that my wife had with a midwife that just cared and can walk into whatever situation and say, you're going to be just fine, and take care of whatever emergencies come up without panic. And just, I'm excited for all your graduates to do this over and over, and I hope we can all help. So thank you very much.
Give you all a minute to grab that QR code on the screen. Most of us don't carry cash, but we know what to do with QR codes, right?
And before we continue, I just want to give a very special thank you to one of our very generous sponsors, a gentleman named Callie. I apologize for
That's right.
pronouncing that, of Felt Right. Felt Right is a local Utah company that makes room dividers and felt. They're multifunctional. They're like soundproofing. They're really great for like midwifery offices and home birth practice, as well. So check out feltright.com. So thank you so much to Tally and to Felt Right. Thank you. Thank you.
And now,
The moment you have all been waiting for, honoring each graduate who has earned their Bachelor of Science in Midwifery or our one Master of Science in Midwifery graduate. For those of you who are with us tonight, please come up and receive your diploma when your name is called. And I know that every one of you have been touched by your house mentor. So I'd like Marika, who is the supervisor of all house mentors, to come up and help me give hugs, because I really shouldn't be hugging you. So she's a great hugger, and I'll give the diploma and she'll give the hug. For those who are remote, by the way, we have, I believe it's 68 people joining us remotely, so you're not alone. We will get to see a face with a name of all of our graduates, because Masha has prepared an amazing slideshow that shows us who every graduate is, I believe where they are from, and also their honors that they might have received during their tenure as a student. Please hold your applause for those who are not present until the very end of the presentation of the graduates. And we will not be able to hold our applause for those of you that are here in person. And Megan Coons, our Vice President of Academic Affairs, will announce the grads.
Elise Powell. Emery Sparrow Collins. Ashley Hutton. Augustina Ortiz Marquez. Aura Moore. Sierra Lynn Richardson. Connie Stowell. Delandra Vinson. Emily McGregor. Emma Grace Thomas.
I know it's hard not to.
Inazia Vera Spence, pardon me. Frances Wildheart. Heather Lee Kopsky. Heather Walker. Jana Hartzell.
She's taking care of my state of Wyoming. Janet is receiving the rebozo because that's what we give to all of our graduates as they weave the tapestry of community and continue the work that Varden so eloquently talked about. So if they didn't get a rebozo tonight, it's because they already have received one, and those who are walking early will receive theirs upon graduation.
Janae Palovich. Jade Girardo. Jenna Galano. Jill Anderson. Julia Underwood. Justina Navarro Johnson. Kayla Cromfeld. Layla Poland Wyatt. Marissa Evarts. Rena Chavez. Sarah Mead. Sarah Moore. Sarah Swanson. Sierra Orr. Sunshine Tressida. Tristan Orozco. And Yvonne Gray. And the Masters of Science in Midwifery, Ruth Ann Colby Martin.
I think this was her house mentor. This is her dean. That's it. Thank you for that special hug from Marika. And I know she is representing the energy of your house mentors, giving you a hug also. Some of us were born to be truth tellers in a world addicted to comfortable lies. Some of us were born to be truth tellers in a world addicted to comfortable lies. When I read this quote, and it was by an unknown author, so I hope there's not really someone I should be crediting, I immediately thought, that's what midwives are. We are truth tellers in our communities. Sometimes it's not a matter of calling out those who are not willing to see or tell the truth about the current maternal care crisis or the reproductive injustices occurring in the US. It may be more effective, and you've learned this at MCU, to call in those who do. May we all use our spheres of influence to leave things better than we found them. Here's to doing the difficult but generative calling in, coalition building, community loving, empathy growing circle work. What power you hold in your hands. We are a beloved community every time we choose to be. Like Alice Walker wrote with a little bit of paraphrasing, you MCU graduates, you MCU alumni are the ones we have been waiting for. Go forward and be truth tellers in your communities. And now you may. Look. Thank you all for being with us and celebrating tonight.
So bring your good times and your laughter too. We gonna celebrate your party with you. Come on now.
We're going to take pictures of the people who are here, the graduates, downstairs for a few minutes. And then if you would like a picture of the full class of graduates, join them downstairs in a couple of minutes. And you can have your graduate come up and have a picture by the balloon arch, wherever you need that picture moment.
And I just want to thank you all so much for joining us and for supporting the grads. It really, truly takes a village to become a midwife. And it is so special and wonderful to see you all here. I just want to give you a quick fundraising update that so far, as of this moment, we have raised a total of $1,000 for the Brianna Blackwelder Equal Access Scholarship Fund. So thank you so much to all of you who contributed. I still haven't gone over by the cash box, which is over there. So please continue to donate and to support the education access of future midwives. Thank you so much. Also, please keep those custom cushions. They're a party favor.